Yeah, I just want to give a really quick lightning talk about how to circumvent censorship with your satellite communication that you already have on your smartphone. So what we're doing, there is a new feature on iOS. It's called satellite. It has several satellite communication features, and it allows you to send your location to your friends when you are off the grid. So what happens when you send your location? It just goes directly to a satellite. There is no internet communication required by the phone, and that satellite sends it down to a ground station, which is somehow connected to Apple servers, and then this location is on Apple servers, and your friends, with them you are already sharing your location, they receive that over the internet. So we had the idea, okay, maybe this can be misused to actually send other data than just location. And yeah, the satellite is called Target, and the other thing Anchor. So we have made an app, it's called Satellite, and it allows you to share any message up to 83 bytes, because that's how Apple limits it, over a satellite communication. And we implemented this on the jailbroken iPhone. So basically, all you need is to have an iPhone with satellite and jailbreak. That's only the iPhone 14 with iOS 16, but this works very nice. And then you just have it like a local messenger app. And when you send your message, it just opens the interface, as you can see here in the demo video, that will show the satellite, show your phone sending a location to a satellite. Yeah, and this takes about like 20 seconds to 1 minute. And then after the location is sent, it's stored at Apple server, and you could use that from anywhere of the world. And I will go a bit into slightly more detail, if the 5 minutes permit, to actually show how this works internally. So on the other side, we have the receiver, and that will get the message in a few seconds. Yeah. So how does this work? There's a location data blob that is actually being shared when you send your location over satellite, and that is completely encrypted, so Apple doesn't know how the data internally looks like. So they want to protect the privacy of the users that use that, and we use that privacy protection to just send anything else. Initially, there are 82 bytes that we can easily replace, but we were initially able to send even up to 160 bytes, which is the maximum length that Apple implemented. But we reported this issue to them, and then they fixed it. And now, or not really, they didn't really fix it. They just set it to messages have to be the size that we are expecting it to be. And at the server side, so now we can still send 82 bytes, but then you just send several messages. And we use the web API to get the message directly from Apple's server. So how does this work internally? If anyone knows anything about iOS jailbreaks, they have something called tweaks, and they hook into a daemon that already exists on the system and replace a method call. And here we just replace the method call with a satellite text that we store on disk. So the app stores the satellite text you want to send, and then the hook retrieves that, and when the message is going to be sent over satellite, it will be replaced. And how do we receive messages? Yeah, we just use the web API, so there you just need to find my ID of that person you're already sharing the location with, and the location ID, and then you get back JSON data. And then there is something set format 1, that's when it's actually from a satellite, and then the base 64 data could be, for example, a text message. As in this example. So satellite services of Apple, they are limited to certain countries. For example, here in the UK, they would work, but they do not work in a lot of other European or non-European countries. But the satellite network they're using is Globalstar, and they have a much larger coverage map. So they would, for example, also work in Poland. So my colleague, she drove to Poland, and then she found out that there in the iOS system, there's a XML file which defines in which countries is available, and she just replaced this Germany to Poland, and then it just worked also in Poland. So there is nothing that actually stops you from using this also in countries where there is censorship or where some services are not available, so you could at least send messages out that you would otherwise maybe not get out easily, because it's going directly to a satellite, so there's no one that could interfere in between. Yeah, and so here is the QR code and the link to the GitHub. Yeah, and that's it.